This is why I get frustrated with myself. there was there was more to my point about crystals and crystal ladies and the archetype of mystical women, and I forgot to say it because I got bogged down in all kind of ramblings. Someone said something on Twitter which I thought was significant, which was that they work with crystals, and some people do. Yeah, like given that the New Age movement is the only that I know of kind of semi big religious movement that allows for women to have a voice. I mean, now there's like women ministers and stuff, but it's kind of like it was sort of kicked off, I think, by the Flower Children and this idea of women and spirituality being a thing has not really been prevalent since, well, for 2,000 years. I mean, like, I think it was in Judaism that they advised against allowing women to burn incense because it would get into their hair and they'd run the risk of running all witchy or something. I don't know. I read an article about that. The sort of superstitions about witches and witchcraft in ancient Judaism, um, which has sort of spilled over into Islam and Christianity. Anyway, yeah. So this sort of like slamming of like, okay, Marianne Williamson is not a crystal lady, but they're insulting all the ladies who might use crystals, or men who might use crystals, or people who align with alternative spiritual paths that are not part of a kind of establishment, denominational, religious path, and treating that as something like a joke, which I think is bad political strategy for starters, but it's also considering that like 35% of America identifies as spiritual, but also I do think it's kind of sexist, honestly, especially when you look at the history of religion and the arc of the trend of it. Like when was the last time there was matriarchal religion? We've got Bonpo in Tibet, we've got Vodun in Togo, and there's a tribe in India. I mean, like, but and it's also like this conflation of stuff. How the mere way that, for one thing, I have seen that Marianne Williamson has been confused with Jill Stein on a number of occasions, which means that which suggests to me that the patriarchy is very lazy about women in general. It tends to just, oh, the girl in the race, like whoever that was. And then there's also the fact, like even in Hinduism, which is one of the most prominent large religions that has goddesses in it, there's a tendency to conflate the goddesses and say, oh, well, this one is an incarnation of that one, da da da. But they kind of don't do that as much with, like, for instance, Krishna and Vishnu, the way they do with Parvati and Durga. Yeah, anyway. So, anyway, for those of you who are interested, if you're scared of crystals, this is the one to be most scared of, because this is the crystal of Wu, which is like, all those stones have different properties, and the aquamarine is the one that actually symbolizes mysticism and spirituality, and also for some reason intoxicants. Anyway, I think I'm done. I don't know if I'm going to upload these. These are like really quite a ramble, but all this stuff has been turning over in my mind for a couple of days now, so I felt like I had to express it. Anyway, bye for now.